We love shopping at Costco not only because it has the wholesale price, but also because it has a lot of great quality items for our lifestyle and also a lot of great food choices. We live a relatively very busy lifestyle, so a lot of times we choose the frozen meals from Costco. And as Asians, we love to try out every type of Asian food. So in today's video, we're going to try out the Costco Asian food and let you know some of the best Asian food choices in Costco. Are you ready? Let's get started. The first item on the list is from the brand Authentic Asia, and this is the hand-wrapped shrimp wonton ramen with bok choy. This item is a shrimp wonton ramen. It's a Chinese style ramen, and it has a little bit of vegetables. The highlight of this ramen bowl is, wait for it, the shrimp wontons. The shrimp wontons in this ramen bowls are so authentic. It tastes like the shrimp wontons that we get in Asia, and definitely this is the Chinese style that it's a little bit different from the Japanese ramen. It's very easy to cook this item. Basically, you fill it with water and you put on the lid. Just not like clip it, just put on the lid for like cover it so the steam can actually steam the wontons, and microwave for about 4 minutes, and there you have it. So usually we microwave for 2 minutes, take it out, and then we stir it a little bit and then put it back for 2 minutes. So it's not like we microwave it for 4 minutes straight, it's like 2 and 2. The best way to have this ramen is put a little bit of hot oil, maybe a little bit vinegar. That's just like how some of our Chinese people eat it. But if you don't like spicy food, it's definitely really good without any additional seasonings. The wontons are really good. The wraps are pretty thin and the meatballs inside, the shrimp meatballs, are pretty big. And overall, it's very flavorful if you love Chinese food. Next item on the list is also a ramen item. Differently, this is a Tokyo style shoyu ramen with chicken. So it's not so much of a Chinese style, it's more of a Japanese style item. Honestly, the flavor profile of Japanese ramen are very different from Chinese ramen. So I would understand that some people may prefer this one and others may prefer the shrimp wonton ramen. We know about this item because it was highly recommended by Brandon's brother, and it was like the best frozen ramen he's ever had, so we had really high expectations over this. And this is what looks inside. It has some vegetables, some chicken, green onions. It's pretty complete bowl of ramen, and it's pretty similar to the actual ramen you get from the Japanese store. It's very easy to cook this ramen too. You just fill it with water and then put it into the microwave. It's pretty similar to the other ramen except for the flavor. In our previous video, some of the viewers commented that we put too much water into this bowl, but honestly, remember we had the whole pack of ramen, and honestly, when I didn't put a lot of water, some of the food on the top, they were still kind of frozen, so I just felt like it's a little bit easier, but of course we did dilute the flavor a little bit. The major flavor profile of this ramen piece is soy sauce flavor, and if you are a huge fan of soy sauce, this will be the way to go. And honestly, Brandon loves extremely salty and flavorful food, so he put extra stuff. To me, it really depends on your personal preference, because when we were doing the review of this ramen, we were comparing this ramen with a shrimp wonton ramen, and Brandon and his dad and me, we all like the shrimp wonton ramens a little bit more, but also maybe because we love shrimp and wontons. But his brother does prefer this chicken ramen because he loves Japanese style food more than Chinese style food. So at the end of the day, it really depends on if you prefer Japanese style ramen versus Chinese style ramen. The next item on the list is the Yakitori chicken Japanese style fried rice. This one is a Japanese style fried rice, and there is also a comparable item that's like Japanese style stir-fried noodles in a very similar like shoyu soy sauce flavor profile. This one comes into like individual bags. They're very convenient to make. You just put it into the microwave and a couple of minutes, it's good to go. Honestly, I think the fried rice is a little bit too salty to my flavor profile, but you could also put a little bit of stir-fried vegetables and meat. This one, it has a little bit of vegetables and chicken, but honestly, I think it would taste a little bit better if you could put more vegetables inside. But overall, this is a very convenient food item. You can bring it to the office, microwave, put it in a cup, and it's good to go. Honestly, a lot of the food reviewed in today's video are pretty high in sodium content, so if it's one of your concerns, make sure you check the box with the nutrition facts to see if it's actually good for your health. But overall, this one is very yummy, has the majority of the key ingredients from a Japanese style fried rice. And also, if you love noodles, check out that noodle as well. The next item on the list is one of my favorite items when it comes to dumplings. This is the Bibigo steamed dumplings. Can I just say that the majority of the items from the Bibigo brand, which is a Korean brand, most of them become my favorite dumplings or frozen dumplings from Costco. And also, I think they sell it from other Asian stores as well. The dumplings are kind of like the soup dumplings that we had in China. Basically, they come into individual package of 6, and also we got the sauce as well. It's very good to eat the dumplings with or without the sauce. To make the dumplings is very easy. First, you cut a little corner of this individual package, and you can put this into the microwave. I take this food item to work all the time because how easy it is to make them and how yummy they are, because there is soup or meat juice inside of each dumplings, and when you bite into it, the stuffings are very, very juicy. There is a burst of juice within your mouth. The only thing about this item is that if you do decide to use microwave, the wrap of the dumplings do become a little bit hard compared to if you steam them. But remember, this item is fully cooked and then frozen. So if you do decide to steam them instead of microwaving them, make sure that you don't overcook them, because that wouldn't taste good either. The flavor of these dumplings are very authentic, and the stuffings are basically very similar to the recipe that we used to make at home. We put chicken, we put maybe a little bit cilantro, onions, and cabbage. So it has a combination of textures and the flavors from the vegetable and the meat and the sauce. It's a very good combination, and yes, it's very, very juicy. The juice does burst into your mouth, but make sure you don't burn yourself. Highly recommend this item. If you're not a big fan of chicken, just like my mom, there's also another option from the Bibigo brand, which is the beef Bugogi Mandu. Mandu means dumplings in Korean, I believe, and in this bag, gigantic dumplings. It's huge, but honestly, coming from China, we definitely had bigger dumplings. So Brandon's I'm not impressed, because when I took him to China, we had some huge dumplings and very mini wontons as well. Overall, it's very easy to make them. You basically sear them. This is how we make pot stickers. You put some oil in a pan and you put some Bugogi beef mandu into the pan and try to sear, pan fry it to the side to make sure it's crispy on the side, and then you can close the lid to steam the inside a little bit. It takes several minutes to cook this item, but it's still very easy. It's just not as easy as microwave, but it tastes so much better when you sear the outside because it's crispy on the outside and with different textures of the inside. Flavor-wise, it tastes like the beef bulgogi type of flavor, but I do want to say that it's not as sweet as the beef bulgogi that we get from Costco. Usually we get the Bugogi beef from Costco. It's prepared but uncooked, and it's very easy to cook at home. The flavor profile of that item is really sweet, and this item is not as sweet as the other one. So Brandon wishes that it's sweeter, but overall the sauce and flavors are really good, and the texture is amazing. If I learned anything from doing this food review with my husband and also put it out there on the internet, is that everybody has different preference when it comes to food. food, and what counts as really, really yummy to other people may not be great for me, and vice versa. So Brandon didn't like this beef bulgogi as much as I did, honestly. I felt it was really, really good, and I honestly appreciate it that it's not as sweet as a lot of the bulgogi sauce items. The next item on the list is the Bibigo fully cooked mini wontons with chicken and cilantro. This is a controversial item. People either love it or hate it. Some people complain that the wontons are really, really small. It's like more wrappings than what's like inside, like less meat, more wraps. But Brandon swears by this item. I think part of it is just the aroma from cilantro, because some people really love cilantro, others really hate them. So I guess this is like a very, very controversial items in this channel. So there are different ways of cooking it, and honestly the dumplings themselves are fully cooked already from the bag. You just need to maybe boil them for like 3 minutes or stir fry them. Yes, some of these dumplings from Costco are raw versus others are fully cooked. Make sure you read on the bag and do not eat raw meat or do not overcook the dumplings. The first time when I tried this item, I actually made myself a wonton soup. It tasted really, really good. I used it like hot oil and also some Chinese cabbage for the flavor, and it tasted really, really good with vinegar and hot oil, some cabbage, mushrooms, and of course the mini wontons. But Brandon loves to pan fry them to make the wraps really crispy, so it becomes those individual bite-sized crispy wontons with meat insides. So either way, it's a really good item to eat if you don't mind having mini dumplings in your bowl. If you are a fan of cilantro and if you love those crispy wonton chips, maybe with some stuffings inside, this is definitely a great item. There are different ways of preparing them, and it's very easy to make as well. The next item on the list is from the brand Lingling, and this is the Postickers chicken and vegetables. Can I just say that Ling is part of my grandpa's name, so definitely I have to try this item. And honestly, there's so much chicken dumplings in Costco compared to pork, because actually in China we eat more pork dumplings compared to chicken dumplings. But this is what the chicken dumplings look like. This looks like those handmade dumplings from China. The flavor profile of these dumplings is really, really good. You can boil them or you can make pot stickers. Alrighty, this is how you make pot stickers. First, you put some oil in a pan and put some dumplings. Make sure the dumplings are not covering each other so they get very even heat from the oil. Basically, stir fry the dumplings in the pan. Heat it until it gets golden on the outside. Do not overcook it because Brandon actually overcooked them last time. And then once you feel like the outsides are pretty good, put some water inside and close the lid and steam it for the next maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe just 5 minutes. And then you open the lid and try to steam out the water so it's not super watery in the pan. And of course, be careful, do not burn the dumplings, and then you will see pot stickers like these. So we're not frying the pot stickers, we're not pan frying the pot stickers. It's like really like pan fry first, sear first, and then steam it with a little bit of water. So it has this special texture on the wraps, and we are making sure that the inside is fully cooked as well. So this is how you make pot stickers. To heat up the sauce, just have a bowl of hot water or warm water and put the sauce inside. Do not microwave the sauce because it could become a disaster. Overall, the flavors of these dumplings are actually really, really good because the chicken is very tender, it's very juicy inside, it's a huge meatball in the inside, and of course the vegetables contributes to the flavor and the texture. The only thing about this dumpling is that the wrap is a little bit thicker than the other dumplings. I love this because it kind of reminds me of the handmade dumplings from China, because if you hand make the wraps, they're pretty thick. But again, if you prefer like a thicker texture of wraps, definitely this is the way to go. But if it bothers you, maybe this may not be your best choice. To eat healthy, the next item is a salad kit. Okay, this is the Taylor Farms Spicy Thai Chili Mango Chopped Kit Salad. There are several Asian salad kits from Costco, and honestly, they all taste really good. The overall texture of this salad kit is crispy and crunchy, and it's really healthy. It has a different variety of vegetables, not just lettuce, and the sauce itself is really good as well. It's sweet and sour with a little bit of heat from the spice. Overall, it's very flavorful. The toppings of this salad kit is also special. It's not just one of those wonton chips. It has like quite a bit of like crunchies on the side. So overall, this is my favorite salad. Wait a second, we do need a protein on top of the salad. So there we go. We have the Costco mini wontons. I just pan fried them, make them kind of crunchy, crispy. Put them on the top, and it's just a very complete meal to eat. I feel like this is one of the healthier options that we could eat from the frozen food or convenient food from Costco because it's really fresh. It doesn't have ginormous amount of sodium, and it's really refreshing. The last item that's honorary mention is the Costco beef Bugogi, and this is prepared but not fully cooked. It's very easy to cook them at home. You just stir fry them for about 5 to 10 minutes, and you can add broccoli, mushrooms, and they're so good. The only thing is it's definitely a high sodium, high sugar content. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and also comment down below what food do you recommend from Costco for us to try. Honestly, Costco is full of surprises. Every time you go, they have something new. So let me know what other Asian food items or food items in general that you recommend that we have to try, and we will make dedicated videos about them to share our own opinions. That's it for today. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the notification bell, comment down your recommendations, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Happy shopping at Costco!